what I find with entrepreneurs, one of the biggest mistakes that we see businesses make is they make the decision about the business based on their past experience on things they don't understand.
Yeah.
So is anyone who's starting a podcast has to focus on authenticity.
Oh, totally.
Right? Like you got to be yourself. People can feed or people can see anything that's fake come out, and it's that you might get away for it for a little while, but it'll come out tenfold in the end and people will notice it. So it comes back to what I'm saying, right? If I can have a conversation with someone, it's just me and them having a conversation, and it's made for better content, and it's way more authentic than any kind of notes that I had where I was trying to guide the conversation. So that's been a huge learning curve for me. No, I'm still a face-to-face phone call kind of guy.
Good.
Anything important, anything where there's a discussion to be had, I want to do it face-to-face. I even say in business that video conferencing and virtual reality is going to take over, where you can be in a virtual office and do work. That's coming. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know yet, because I still see value in face-to-face conversations and getting things done in an office.
That's very true.
It's like people working remotely. I agree with working remotely. I agree with the lifestyle. I want everything to happen. But there is an undeniable productivity of two people sitting in the same room talking about the same thing and getting it done.
Very true.
And what you're saying there, I love. So it's undeniable that digital and online gets you more touch points for cheaper. Right now, as of now, the online, the reason digital is so powerful is it gets you more touch points for cheaper. Okay? But when I pitch a touch point cycle, when I'm going through subconscious touch points all the way around to when you do your inbound or when the timing's right, it's not all digital for all companies.
Yeah.
Right? So you're saying the couple that's a homeowner that maybe doesn't spend all their time on social media, and you're in their community branding. You know what? That's a subconscious touch point. They see you there, they remember you, they keep you top of mind.
Exactly.
Then, you know what? You combine it with everything. You combine it with Google Ads. You combine it with your billboards. You combine it with TV commercials. And you create this holistic 10,000-foot marketing plan that goes around the touchpoint cycle and comes back to when you create the inbound or when the timing's right. And for clients, it just depends on where they're at and what they're servicing.
Yeah.
But it is important to remember that digital is still getting you the most touch points for the cheapest. Because a lot of times they're looking for the conversion. They're looking for the conversion based on the number of money they're putting in. Yeah. I put in X dollars, I get X conversions. When for us, we don't look at it that way.
Yeah, not at all.
Because at the end of the day, you put in X money, you create this much audience and this much branding, you create this many touch points. And you know what? Person X in the middle might see 10 of your touch points and is not ready to buy till next year. So the conversion from your original ad when you captured them is a year from now.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's everything.
Yeah.
It's putting everything together, creating as many touch points as possible.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it's everything.
All right, I want to expand on a little bit about what me and Kenny talked about by going through 3 items that I think expand on how deep we got in the conversation on #TalkToJB. So first of all, number 1, never make assumptions. I think one of the biggest issues that we see clients make right now is, and businesses, personal brands, everyone, I think the biggest thing that we see done wrong is you make assumptions based on what you think or where you think your customer is. You have to go out and ask your customers, send out a tweet, send out a Facebook message, DM some people on Instagram, ask them where they're consuming your content. Find a way to do that focus group and find out where people are looking for you. If they're finding you on social, great, you know you have to be on social. But for some businesses, they're still seeing the billboards. They're still seeing you in the community events. They're still seeing you out there at a local festival, getting those subconscious touch points that are keeping your brand top of mind. Number 2, digital right now is the cheapest touch points you can get. But no matter what happens, there's always going to be a different platform that comes out or changes that occur, or the costs are going to change. What's important is you do the analysis on how many touch points you're getting for what you're spending. So if, for example, out there right now, Facebook and Instagram is still the cheapest, and you can put out $100 and get 10,000 touch points, what does that $100 get you in conversion to getting that billboard? And if your customers are seeing you both online and on billboards, you may want to take some of the marketing dollars from billboards and put them onto online, and vice versa. If you notice that your demographics still seeing you at the company event, then invest in those company events and get that face-to-face interaction while taking some budget away from digital. Now, most or 99% of the time, companies are taking money from the traditional marketing and bringing online because it's cheaper and more people are seeing you and more people are seeing you multiple times. And all of those touch points going in the touch point cycle is keeping your brand at the top of mind and making sure that the customer remembers you. I like using the example of the car industry. If you're a car manufacturer, if you're a dealership, you have to still find a way in the modern world where eventually cars are going to be purchased online. You have to find a way to stay in contact with customers, even though they're only going to buy a car every 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So what that means is if you fall out of the top of mind of your customer when they're ready to buy again, that you leave them with, or you leave the opportunity for that customer to leave you. They may see an advertisement from a competitor and all of a sudden go there to buy their next vehicle. They may see another advertisement from your competitor and go there to buy their next vehicle if you stop creating content and stop staying within their mind subconsciously. So to do that, you got to send out the email blast, you got to send out text, you have to find ways to interact with them and get them back to the dealership for service. You have to find ways to still advertise in the community and then find ways to stay in front of them online and remarket to them. All of those things is going to keep you top of mind so that you're ready to convert them when they're ready for another vehicle. All right, number three. Number three is an important one to me because it's something that we've seen make a big difference over the last year, and that's the difference between quality compared to quantity. Now, if someone asks me that question, I always come to quantity before quality. And the reason for that is simple. You need to get in front of your audience as much as possible. It still has to be polished, it still has to be decent, but you need to get in front of your audience as much as possible. They're not gonna notice the small details. They're not gonna notice the insecurities that you have about the content you're creating. Get it out there. And then, if possible, and if the resources allow, then bring the quality into play and start to create volume, but with a high quality. And by putting those together, you can really develop a powerful brand that sticks in the mind of your audience and shows that you're dedicated to providing value back to them. It's something that I believe in, and I think it's something that every business should implement today before the clock starts to run out on how much organic and how much those touch points actually cost. Even though something else will come out, right now is still, even though you're late to the game, right now is still a perfect time to execute on a content strategy that will make a difference for your brand. I hope you get value out of this video. I want to hear your comments and I want to know if you took anything that you can apply to your business. Also, I would love it if you smash the subscribe button below. This is a new channel and I'm just getting it going. Comments, feedback, smash the subscribe button. It means a lot.